So welcome everyone. Today we are going to hear the story of Laura. This is a once upon a time kind of story. So we hope you'll just sit back and relax and enjoy and laugh all you want. Once upon a time, in a land nestled amongst the lakes of western Kentucky, lived a young newly married couple expecting their first child. They lived with the father-to-be's parents outside a small village named after the prince of the land. The grandparents, the great-grandparents, the cousins, aunts, and uncles were all anticipating the birth of this child, the first of her generation. One day, the couple was driving down a country road together when they saw an elderly woman on the side of the road with a broken wheel on her carriage. Being good country folk,
Hang on, Mama.
being good country folk, they couldn't let a neighbor stay stranded. And kids, this was the day before cell phones, so the elderly woman couldn't call anybody to help.
Looks like you got a flat there. I'll fix it for you.
Oh. So the couple pulled over to help, and as the young man changed her tire wheel, the elderly woman spoke with the young woman about her pregnancy. "Oh, you're having a daughter, by the way."
How do you know that?
"Oh, I know things. In fact, to thank you and your husband for your kindness, I'd like to tell you about your daughter."
That's right.
You get 50, doesn't matter your paragon. Yes, your daughter will have the hair the color of a chestnut pole and the eyes the color of magnolia leaves. She will be artistic, so make sure you get her into paint lessons and music. She should take some music lessons, yes, that's right. She likes the outdoors and thinks that is natural. She's the happiest in the mountains and outdoors. So don't press her to be too girly. She's smart and she's very task-oriented, but she likes to play. And she can be mischievous too. Oh, and she likes dogs. She likes all animals, but especially dogs. She's being born in the fall, so she'll like the fall and everything about the harvest.
Well, that's all real interesting. But your tire's fixed, and so you can get on the way, and we got to get on our way.
Well,
You ready, Mama?
thank you again. You know, I can also grant your daughter 2 super skills.
Super skills?
Not quite magical, but close. So why don't each of you think of something you'd like for your daughter in regard to super skills? Now, this very day, the young mother had been to visit her husband at his office. His desk was piled high with papers and open books and tablets and ink pens and pictures and so much stuff that she was a little afraid that her new child might inherit her father's sense of organization, if you will. So, without thinking any further about it, the mother just blurts out,
Please don't let her be messy.
"Okay, dear, she won't be messy. In fact, she'll be the most organized of all the daughters.
More children. Hey.
And she'll be able to organize and clean a room barely more than a clap of her hands."
She needs to like pigs and not sheep. Pigs is what she needs to like.
See, now, the father had been thinking back to his day at work today, too. He was working with some sheep, and one got sick, and when sheep get sick, they don't eat, which makes them even more sick. He didn't like his sheep getting so sick that they'd die, and pigs don't do that. Why do sheep do that? He wondered. So, of course, he blurted that out before he even thought any more about it.
You ready, Mama?
Oh.
Is that still me?
Oh, yes.
Go on.
And I already told you she should raise pigs and not chickens.
Okay, well, that's the first one for me. Okay. Your daughter will have the command of any pig in her presence simply by her singing voice. And by the way, this won't work on piggish men. Only those four-legged swine.
Come on, Mama.
So the young couple thanked the woman, never realizing that they had just met the fairy godmother, and they got back in their truck and headed out. The following month, the couple does intend to, The following month, the couple does indeed have a daughter with hair the color of a chestnut pony and eyes the color of magnolia leaves. And as she ages, she seems to have a great penchant for drawing. The couple put her in piano lessons. She was indeed very neat and always kept her room in order. Despite these things, the couple were still a bit hesitant in believing that everything the elderly woman told them about their daughter. However, at age 14, the daughter approached her dad with a question that pretty much sealed it.
Daddy, I'd like to have a pig.
A pig? Well, we'll get you a pig then.
So he got a pig for her, and then as Laura's three younger sisters grew up, they wanted pigs too. But Laura commanded her pigs the best. In fact, one year, she had the grand champion pig.
And the reserve rate can't be there.
One day, Laura and her younger sister Dawn were exercising their pigs in the pen, wearing their rubber boots and directing their pigs with their sticks.
Laura, how do you make your pigs do what you want? My pigs don't do anything. I sing to mine. Really? Like sing what? I specifically sing, "We are the champions, my friends." Whoa! Can I do it too? It's actually doing. Sing with me. We are the champions, my friends. We'll keep on fighting till the end.
So we know that Laura is artistic and she can get pigs to do her bidding by singing to them. So you might think that everything that that older woman had said, now what was it she said again? Where was that in my notes? Here we go. What was that? Chestnut hair, magnolia eyes, artistic, music lessons, outdoors, mountains, not too girly, dogs. Oh, we overlooked something. The elderly woman also said Laura was mischievous. This can't be true. I mean, Laura, are you chasing Dawn with a rotten tomato? Oh, yes. That was a rotten tomato Laura just smushed into her little sister's head.
You ruined my Farrah Fawcett do.
The fairy godmother was right. Laura did some mischievous things, like chase her sister and crush a tomato in her head. What Laura didn't know is that Dawn had been granted a wish by her fairy godmother, and because she had never known, she had never used it. And now Dawn was mad. And just prior to this incident, she and her sister had been talking about how they hoped to meet their special prince one day. And when sisters get mad, they say things, they say the nastiest things because they know that no matter what, your sister will always love you. And so Dawn, without thinking, said,
Laura, I wish that the man that's destined to marry you is going to be a frog. And to find him, you have to kiss him. You have to kiss a frog.
oh, and there you see it, folks. Dawn unknowingly wasted a wish by dooming her sister to have to kiss frogs to find the one bright man. And so Laura kissed some frogs, and they did indeed turn into men, but some were cowardly, like this Lion in the Wizard of Oz, and and some thought they were God's gift to women. And still others were absolutely clueless away in kind of a half frog, half man kind of way. So the very organized maiden with hair the color of a chestnut pony was alone for a few years because she was picky about the frogs she kissed. I mean, really, how many frogs would you want to kiss? She only kissed the ones that looked promising, ones that looked like they might actually be special, but alas, they weren't. And then one day, while sitting on a rock outside of church, she found a new frog to kiss. And seemed like a kind frog, gentle and almost handsome in kind of a froggish way. So she thought, maybe this could be my frog. So she picked him up, and with all the hope she could muster, she gave him a sweet little peck on the cheek, and sure enough, the frog turned into the handsomest, bravest man who really was God's gift to her. And his name was Scott. And so after Laura released Scott from his frog state, they married, bought a house, and lived happily ever after. And so what's very interesting too about this story is that so many of those things that seem very bizarre, like singing "We Are the Champions" and smushing a rotten tomato into her sister's hair, really did happen.